Good evening, everyone. I am Mark, your fat friend,
And I'm James, your black friend,
and this is the Fat and Black Connection.
where we talk about anything and everything. Well, as long as it's interesting to us.
Absolutely. And we are live and interactive, as it says in our tagline. James, what does that mean?
That means that we're live right now. It is 8:05 on the West Coast. And that means that we are here together. And we want your questions. We want your comments. We want everything.
But what day of the week is it?
It's Thursday. It's a little weird. I
Yeah,
understand.
last week, weren't we on Tuesday?
We did Tuesday, then we missed. We're normally on Wednesday, and so tonight we're on Thursday because we couldn't do a show last night, but it's all good. It all works out. We all here. It's just our time to check in with each other.
So it's April 11th,
That is right.
2024, Thursday.
4 days till tax day, people.
Get yours done?
Yeah, I got them done like a month ago.
Nice. Yeah, I think I finished our taxes back like February.
Yeah, I think I was done. I was done super early. Like as soon as they told us that it was available, I was like, done. Let's get this done.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what you been up to?
Man, just working as usual. I got to we had our 2 year anniversary last night, which was cool. For work. So a couple people from my class, we got together, went out to Dave and Buster's and had some, played some games, had some fun together. Just celebrating. We've hit 2 years with
That's
TSA.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't realize it had been 2 years for you.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
The longest job you've ever held down. So that's great.
No, that is 100% not true. That is, at this point in time, I was already I had already been, let's see, I was at Red Robin for 7, and then I was at, FedEx for like 3, almost 4, I think. Yeah.
And you were at Wendy's for a long time.
Well, I went back to Wendy's because I was only there. I was at Wendy's probably I was probably at Wendy's for a total of like maybe 2 years because I was there for a good portion of my junior year. Yeah, I think I was there a good portion of my junior year, and then I left for a little while, came back, and then I was there a little while during my senior year, and before I finally left there.
Huh. I guess I didn't realize it just felt like you were always there.
Well, I was there, like I said, I left, went back, left, went back, and then I left, and that's when I went to when I left, I went to wait, was that the hotel? I think it was the hotel, then and then to Sharper Image. Yeah, I don't remember what order exactly that was in.
And Jeff now understands why you were a fan of baked potatoes.
Yeah, Wendy's baked potatoes are always good.
one of, if not the only fast food restaurants to do it.
To do it. I think they're the only ones to do it.
And they don't still do it, if I remember correctly.
No, they still have. Well, not all of them, but I know like some of the places still have the potatoes. I don't know. No, maybe they don't do the potatoes anymore. You might be right. They might not do it anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really matter.
Hey, so I thought before we start diving into stuff, maybe since we don't
yeah, they do.
And he would know, so I trust him on that.
Yeah.
So I figure before we dive into some stuff to talk about, like topical, like in the last couple of days, let's talk about something in the last couple of days that we don't generally talk about too much, but we have to right now because it's the biggest.
We're going to talk about it.
Time of the year. So, starting off night 1, WrestleMania 40.
Ooh.
Opening match: Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch.
I was very shocked by that. I was like, what? But I was okay with it. Um, I I was kind of surprised, but kind of not surprised based on stuff we had talked about before. So uh,
Is that the outcome you were expecting?
I was after what we had talked about previously.
Yeah, I mean, with her contract coming up, Seth's contract coming up, I think they're both going to step away for a little while.
Yeah, then I mean, like Seth is take time to rehab. Spend time with your daughter.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So next up, we had the six-pack ladder match,
yo,
and there was a lot of speculation going on, and it was kind of confirmed just before WrestleMania that the both sets of championships were going to be up for grabs rather than being combined together.
yeah, I think that's a
So
great idea.
it was clear that they were trying to split it back up, which makes sense.
They needed to go back to because like they weren't defending them really anyway. So it was
Yeah,
I
well,
think
and
each show needed to have their tag team championships back.
I do got to say though, overall, I'm completely disappointed in the outcome for both sets.
I wasn't. I was little. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like A Town Down Under or whatever. I'm not a fan. So them winning the SmackDown championships, I was disappointed by. I but Archer. I was talking to I was telling one of my coworkers because there's a couple coworkers that I have that are into wrestling, and so we were talking about, and I told him. So one of my predictions that I had came true, but um I thought that um, DIY was going to win one of them, and then I didn't know I didn't because I at that point I did not realize they were going to be split up, but I thought DIY was going to win. But then and then he was saying, no, I think they need to give it to like some of the veterans, and so he was saying like R-Truth and The Miz should win because R-Truth has been doing some of the best work that he has done in years, and I absolutely agree with that. So I was not disappointed by the Awesome Truth winning the tag team championships. I was disappointed with A Town Down Under or whatever.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of over them constantly putting the belt on non-tag teams.
Well, I mean, you remember the tag, yeah, I understand what you mean by that, but like the Miz and R-Truth, they were a tag team. That was years and years ago. They were,
yeah, but they were also a mashed up tag team, and it was a short run. It wasn't, it being on the Usos for as long as it was. That was great. They are a tag team. The New Day.
That's what I'm saying. Like New Day, like that's one of the reasons why I was hoping DIY would win is because of an actual tag team. But
yeah, well, and then I mean a recently reformed tag team, right?
Yeah, they were apart for
really the only. I mean, it should have been them and New Day in my opinion because those are the only true
tag teams in the match. Yeah.
And what is the group with Butch or whatever he's going by?
Yeah. So he's back. He's now back to Pete Dunne. Yes. But that's the what's the cat
Belfast Catchers or I don't know.
Catch, yeah, something.
New Catch Republic.
New Catch, yeah, that's it. New Catch Republic. Yeah, I like those two together, but they've been doing this stuff kind of off and on. They've been tagging together off and on. So they kind of came up with that name. So I think they're gonna end up being together for a while, but I hope they kind of do their own thing too, because I think they're great singles. They're both great singles wrestlers as well.
So I would say after a really hot opening with the women's match, moving into the six-pack ladder match, which also had some really good spots in it.
Yeah,
we move into Andrade and Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. This to me felt like it probably should have just been on SmackDown.
It could have been. It wasn't as it was kind of a boop boop boom type moment, but
yeah, it was time to go take a whiz.
I think it was one of those things where it was like, bro, like Dominic, this whole thing between Dominic and Ray, it's kind of just getting old now. Is this gonna be every WrestleMania? Like he's gonna pop up into his dad's matches and get in his dad's business again? It's like, bro, stop. Actually, this is one of the things I think is going to almost eventually get him almost excommunicated from Judgment Day because of the way things are going over there right now. Where he maybe end up joining Legado, which I think might be a better fit for him, anyways.
Because he's Hispanic.
That, but also like just the fact that he's been doing more stuff with them than he has the Judgment. It seems like he's been, well, I guess in the past few weeks he's been more with them than he has been with the Judgment Day. So,
and then this next one was very disappointing. It could have been huge. It could have been massive.
I don't
but
even remember what the next match was.
Jimmy versus Jey Uso.
Oh,
that match could have been huge. They could have set it up so much better than they did. And they didn't even give them enough time to really put on a clinic, which those two guys, they could put on a show.
Yeah, I think this is just the first. I think this is just the first. They're gonna have more. They're gonna have to have more.
I get it, but this is WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. I don't think it was like a super disappointment, but yeah, I think it definitely could have been. I think it could have gone on a little while longer. It could have been a little bit better. Yeah, overall, but I enjoyed that match.
And then speaking of racist, next up was of course the token "Let's get some more women on the show" match.
Was that Damage Control?
Damage Control versus Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair. It was a fine match. But again, to me, it was unnecessary. It was created in a matter of a week to
really... Yeah, they could have. Well, wasn't created in a matter of a week. I felt that was coming. But I thought it might end up being for the tag team championships because the way it was running. With the way it was running, it'd have been Naomi and Bianca versus not Io because she wasn't even involved, between the Kabuki Warriors. I thought that's what it was going to end up being, but then when they ended up pulling Jade in, I was like, okay, well, I had a feeling that at that point I was like six women tag, but yeah, at first I thought it was going to end up being like a tag team match for the women's tag team championships.
Probably one of the best matches, I would say, of the weekend. A banger, an absolute banger. Sami Zayn versus Gunther.
Yeah, it was a good match. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good match. But I was just like, bro, the fact that Sami Zayn was the one to dethrone Gunther was like somebody pointed out to me that it has to be that way. But I was just like, yeah, I the way they're setting it up, it has to be. But at the same time, you mean to tell me McIntyre couldn't get it done? McIntyre couldn't get it done. Sheamus couldn't get it done. And Sheamus's match was amazing with Gunther. Not Braun Strowman, but Braun Breaker. Who was not Braun? Damn, I'm mixing up people. The dude from Australia. Tsunami. Bronson Reed, that's what Bronson Reed couldn't get it done. So I was just like, and I think and then what's his name, even Chad Gable pushed Gunther like to limits. And so like for those guys not to get it done and Sami Zayn to get it done, I was kind of like
And I'm not sure what Jeff means here. Jade's costume made her look like she was packing. Is he talking like she's got a salami in her pants, or I'm not sure what he means there.
Yeah, I don't know what he means there either, but I think she is. I actually like Jade Cargill.
I'm sure you do. So, so going back to your point about, Sami and Gunther, ultimately this is to, I don't like the fact that Sami won clean. I wish something would have happened to where.
No, I think I like the way that he won clean. I don't mind. I don't have the issue with that. I don't have the issue with him winning cleanly. The issue I have is that I think those other people that I mentioned had a more legitimate chance, were more legitimate to me beating him. But, yeah, but like I said, I think
this is my point, though. I agree with you. I just think if he had lost to, if Gunther had actually lost and it was due to something outside interference or,
I get what you're saying.
Maybe he got injured in the match.
It would give more of a like, you didn't actually win that.
Yeah, well, deal. and even more to the point, like with that, because I don't expect Sami to hold this belt long.
No,
I mean you've got he owes Chad Gable a favor.
Yeah,
and I could see Chad finally getting it from this.
Yeah.
Probably not right away because you don't put it on him for a week unless I just don't see the reason, especially after dethroning Gunther. What I really think it's setting up is, as we just found out, and I don't want to skip ahead too much, but Sheamus is returning,
Yeah.
and I think that's what that sets up because
Because he
it's
still
the
has
one
not
belt.
actually, yeah, he hasn't won that one. Actually, I was gonna say, um, also one of the things that I do like, and this is I think when when Triple H realized he was actually going to be taking over and everything, he wanted to make sure that under this quote unquote Paul Levesque era that he has those championships like
I'm
you
sorry,
know
who?
Paul Levesque. What did I say, Levesque?
You said Levesque.
Oh, my bad. Paul Levesque. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to fall. Sorry, Trips. Didn't mean to do that. But like in this new era, I think they wanted to have those like staples. Like, okay, Gunther was the longest reigning Intercontinental Championship, kind of wiping away the old stuff. There's only three people that are ahead of Roman Reigns at this point, and that was Bruno Sammartino, uh, uh,
Hulk
Bob
Hogan.
Backlund, and Hulk Hogan. Those are the only
Mhm.
three that are ahead of him. So those are iconic. Those are iconic guys. So I understand. So now he has the fourth longest reigning, and so I think they were just trying to do some stuff, cleaning up the old and kind of coming into this new era, which I'm okay with.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
so next up was the finale of night one, the tag team match of The Rock and Roman Reigns
Bro,
versus
what
Cody
the
Rhodes and
hell
Seth
was
Rollins.
that? I was like, what the hell is this? Like, so literally that was the that was the bloodline rules match because basically it was because like he says when he said don't count, I was like, okay, I'm cool with the having it no count out. I'm cool with that. But then just like the blatant low blows, I was like, what? The whipping with the belt, I was like, come on, bro. Like this is not even like I was expecting it to be. I mean, it was a long ass match, don't get me wrong, but
I mean, to be fair, it
I
wasn't.
knew it needed to happen that way, but at the same time I was just like,
So to be fair, you had to know that something like that was going to happen. But additionally, it's not like it was one sided. I mean, Seth and Cody were both allowed to use weapons and stuff
yeah,
like
no,
that.
they were. Yeah, absolutely. Like if it'd have been crazy if like they would have been like admonished for using a weapon while Roman and The Rock didn't. So I mean, yeah, it was. I mean, I would have just rather you had called it a no like a no hold bar match or something or whatever, no disqualification match or whatever. They just called it that from the jump that I'd been.
So, and to Jeff's point, the second longest WrestleMania match of all time. The match itself was 45 minutes with 15 minutes worth of intros, coming in at just around an hour for the entirety.
Wow.
Yeah, so I felt like it was a bit too long. It ran too long.
It did. Those openings
It
and those openings just took forever, bro.
Yeah. What I will say that I appreciated was that there was no outside interference, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fact that he could have had people run in and get involved and didn't. I think it really made it Seth and Cody
Yeah.
versus Rock and Reigns, and I thought that was a good choice to go with.
Yeah.
Uh, it would have been, and my fear was that they were going to waste some surprises on night one for that, and I'm glad they didn't.
No, I knew. Yeah. Once, I mean, I knew, well, like we talked about that, and so we knew there's probably going to be surprises, and that's why and I think we also said that it needs to be like they have to win that match. They
Yeah.
have to win that match because they have to make they have to make it this bloodline rules thing, so it actually makes sense.
Yeah. So night two, fast forward a little bit, and we've got the opening match of the night: Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre.
I was very confused at first. I was very confused because I was like, wow, I don't think my prediction is going to come true. And the prediction that I had said to a guy I work with, Harvey, I'd said, Damian Priest is going to lose the tag team championships in order and going to cash in on. I thought it was actually going to be. I thought it was going to be Rollins that won, but I said he's going to cash in on whoever wins that match. And then when it was the first match, I was like, huh? Like, part of my prediction had already come true because they had lost the championships. But I was just like, wait, no, this is too early. It just felt too early. But then, match happens. And it's actually was a pretty good match. Like, it was fairly one-sided just because like
Rollins had
gotten handled the night before. But McIntyre, I McIntyre and CM Punk is about to make a career out of messing with McIntyre.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it was of course McIntyre went over and won the title, had his moment of winning the championship in front of an audience, which is what he's been complaining about.
All he had to do was
just walk up
the ramp and go away. But no, he decided that he was going to go down and talk crap to CM Punk.
Rub it in his face.
You want it in front of your girlfriend, wife, or whoever. You want it in front of her. You want it in front of this crowd that you've been, I didn't win. I won, but I won in front of TV screens. And it was like, okay, cool. You had your moment. Now just leave. But no, you just had to come down and just antagonize the man. And then what happened? You got whooped. You got tripped up on the table. Then you got hit in the face. And then Damian Priest came down. And I was like, here it is. Never mind. I was happy about that because I was like, here it is. Comes down and boom, hits him in the head, cashes in, throws in the ring, gives him a choke slam, whatever, South of Heaven they call it. He calls it, and then boom, 1, 2, 3, new champion.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
now the interesting thing is, great for Judgment Day, great for finally cashing in and Damian Priest winning the title, but kind of underwhelming, right? Because when Seth won at WrestleMania, it was still greatest cash in. I disagree, or I would say this doesn't come close. Seth came in, yes, near the tail end of the match, but was in a triple threat.
Yeah,
and truly got the pyro, it felt like a big deal. This didn't feel like a big deal.
This did not feel like a big deal, which I was a little disappointed by it. And I was like, oh, okay. But at the same time, I was like happy because I was like, called it.
Yeah. And I kind of figured that was going to be the resolve here.
And actually, the only reason I thought it was going to be Seth Rollins, because I was like, how perfect would it be for him to cash in on the other guy that cashed in at WrestleMania?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be a bit poetic.
Yeah.
Next up, we have another.
That was 10 years ago? 9 years ago now? So that was 31.
2015.
Right?
So
that was at WrestleMania 31, technically. Yeah.
So we go to the next match. Another token. Let's get some people on the show. The Pride versus Final Testament.
The Pride.
Yes, that's what they're going by now. The Pride.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Like a Pride of Lions.
No, it should have been the Almighty Prophets.
Yeah. No, it's the Pride.
Who? Why am I not in charge of naming some of these things? Not all of them, because some of them I haven't had good. But like the Almighty Prophets would have been money, especially going up against the Final Testament. Come on.
Yeah. No. Writers. WWE, if you're watching us, you need to hire us as writers. We can help you tell better stories. The stories you're telling are great, but there's just you could do a little better.
Every once in a while, you just you miss the mark.
So of course the Pride went over. I found myself not giving this match my full attention.
I watched this match, and only because I like the Street Profits. I like Bobby Lashley.
Of course you do.
I'm glad that B-Fab is with them now because
as Jeff said,
Yeah, well, it might be, but because the whole thing was with when Hit Row kind of went under because of Top Dollar, uh, he was the problem, and so um, when they went away, pretty much, I was like, I kind of hope B-Fab would stick around, which I'm glad she is, and I'm glad she's kind of become a managerial. She's doing that already with Hit Row, but I'm glad she's doing a little bit more here. Yeah, I just think again, this is another issue. AOP when they first came up, I was really glad that AOP came up because I was a big fan of AOP on NXT. Then they came up and just got disrespected. And so when they went away and then came back, I was like, finally. And they've actually been getting a little bit more play. They actually just showed up. The whole Final Testament just showed up on NXT this past Tuesday as well. But I don't know where that's all going. And I think I still have an issue with the whole crossing over back to NXT thing. It's weird, but whatever they do with them, I'm just hoping that they use them better now because they are, I think, deserving of being there.
And I'm just curious who exactly was doing the disrespecting of AOP?
Huh?
You were talking about
I just think it was I think it was just a Vince McMahon era thing. They were pulling people out of NXT. They were pulling people up out of NXT and then wasting them.
Mm-hmm.
They did quite a bit of that. They pulled up what's his face? Keith Lee. They pulled him up and then just disrespected him. They pulled like a number of tag teams up and like just kind of let them, they would come up and then go away. What's her name? She's on AEW now. I can't remember. She's from England. She was in NXT. She came up.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Essentially, she came up and then just wasn't. She was barely used, and then so she ended up leaving and going to AEW. I think her contract was probably up anyways. She wasn't doing a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
So she went over to AEW, but still, it's just like and actually, I was talking to somebody else about the whole how people would come up from NXT and then they'd have a name change, and then they're talking about these people like we've never seen them before. I'm like, bro, I mean, some people might not who knew who they are, but like if those of us who watch NXT, we know who these people are. That was not their name.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you gonna do?
So next up, again, I think an extremely disappointing build, disappointing match by two stars that could have had a heck of a match and could have had a heck of a build. LA Knight versus AJ Styles.
They had quite a build for not a lot of payoff.
I wouldn't agree. I think the build was pretty weak.
I mean, I think they had built it. They built it week by week. So I mean, it had like about a 4-week build. So it had about a month build. But yeah, the payoff was
three of those weeks. They weren't even in the same place at the same time.
No,
2 out of those 4. I'm sorry, because one of them was not even in the arena. It was like a pre-record at AJ Styles' house.
So good. Yeah, and then the 2 that were in the arena was AJ getting the jump on him, and so it was But I mean, I agree with you. I think the build up was fine. I just think that the match kind of went the way I thought it was going to go. I had a feeling that LA Knight was going to go over, and I think that also had to do with him not being used the year before, which I think he should have been. But I think it kind of went the way I thought it was going to go. But yeah, I think it could have been. I think the match itself could have been better.
Next up, speaking of not liking the way it turned out, Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton.
Oh my God, bro!
It was a good match.
Yeah, but Logan Paul is literally one of the most irritating champions I've ever seen. I don't like him as a champion.
What's your problem? He's a great heel.
Bro, for somebody who is supposed to be the social media megastar, this guy has 0 mic skills. His mic skills are 100% horrible. Like, get him a Paul Heyman. Get him somebody to talk for him because he is awful.
So overall, you're saying you were not a fan of the match?
No, I was okay with the match until like, but and then I mean, at least no brass knucks were used in this one. But again, like just Logan Paul, bro, the guy's hardly there. He has not. I don't think he's even had a match on TV. Has he had a match on TV yet?
I mean, to
I
your
mean, don't
point,
get me
right?
wrong,
He's
Roman.
he's a multimedia megastar, social media megastar, whatever. He doesn't have to.
I
Just
think,
like Roman didn't have to.
and trust me, I got annoyed. I started getting annoyed with that too. But he's a tribal chief.
You had to
But
know they're going to keep the belt on him at least until SummerSlam because it's happening in Cleveland, his hometown.
make
right?
him lose at home.
Probably.
That would be awesome.
That's what you do to heels. You got to do stuff like that.
Yeah, I think, and plus he doesn't even claim Cleveland anymore anyway. So it's
He
like
claims Puerto Rico.
by way of Cleveland.
Yes.
So I mean, I think it's I'm just that there has to be something brewing. But I enjoyed the match for the most part. Just seeing him get whooped and then seeing his boy get RKO'd on the table.
His boy.
Huh?
It was that his
No,
boy.
don't even try and take it to the racist level. I was talking about his boy as in his friend. But
I mean,
yes, he was black. Yes, but I don't mean it that way. I meant as his friend got RKO'd because he was being stupid and got involved in the match.
Moving on before you get us canceled. Next up.
Can't get us canceled. We own the business.
Oh yeah. Next up, our very own Bayley versus Io Sky.
Not gonna lie, I thought this was gonna go the other way. When did everybody start liking Bayley again? It's like as soon as they turned on Bayley, they started liking Bayley again. I was like, bro, do we not remember that all the issues that she caused over the past? I knew months ago. I realized months ago that I actually thought she would get kicked out a lot sooner than she did. I understand why they held off and built it to WrestleMania. I get that, but the thing is that I thought she was going to get kicked out a lot sooner because she was the reason that they had lost multiple times in a row. She's the reason that they lost the War Games match. She's the reason that they had lost a number of matches because they told her don't come out, and she came out, and she ended up causing the distraction that would end up being the reason they lost the match. And so I thought she was going to get kicked out a lot sooner than she did. But when she did, I was like, all right, I guess it's a little late, but I'm okay with it. But then, like, the whole thing happened where, with the Kabuki Warriors coming back together, and then Dakota Kai and Io Sky, I knew that, like, it felt like a Judgment Day situation again, where they outgrew the person that created them, which in part is true. Yes, but I just thought it would have come a little bit sooner, and therefore, made her more. She all of a sudden went from heel to face and lickety split, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that.
So something I neglected to mention before, going back just for a moment, was we had a surprise guest referee in a match this night. Bully Ray, or Bubba Ray Dudley.
Bubba Ray Dudley, baby.
What do you think? He did not. I mean, he is so out of shape. It's not
bro. It was bad, but at the same time, I was like, okay, I'm down. Pull in the ECW guy for. Oh, sorry, I just want to go back to Hall of Fame, bro. By far, Paul Heyman, his speech was, I think, was a phenomenal speech.
Oh, for sure. I would say hands down best Hall of Fame speech of all time.
He's best one of the Hall of Fame. That's definitely one of the best Hall of Fame speeches.
However, you have to remember how on the leash people were during the Vinnie Mac era.
That's true too. So I mean, I think letting him kind of go, because he he let some stuff fly, which was very ECW. It was very ECW, but I think, but especially when he changed into the trench coat and everything, put the hat on, I was like, oh yes, man, this I like by far. I think, and the heartfelt moment he had with his kids, talking to his son and daughter, having those moments with, acknowledging some of the other wrestlers. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed, him doing that. So like I said, I think by far, again, like Paul Heyman's his acceptance speech for Hall of Fame was probably one of the best Hall of Fame speeches ever.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a good speech when, he's standing up there, people are chanting, "You deserve it." And he says, "You're damn right."
Bro, and that dirty old box that he had up there, I was like, what the hell is this? I was like, what the hell is going on with this? But no, I mean, but at the end of the day, I think that was a great speech. So I'm sorry, I just needed to, yeah. But Bubba Ray, yeah, it was kind of like, okay, you're here, that's cool. But I mean, he didn't really need to be.
Yeah, I think I would have preferred to either see both Devon and Bubba Ray, who both were at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So it's not like you couldn't, have had them both involved. I don't know. Having Devon come out to get a table would have made
that would have been a lot of fun.
But
he did do it. Get the tables.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Next up, and finally, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes in probably either the most or the second most overbooked match of all time, and the first and most overbooked before this match certainly was at WrestleMania 31, Sting versus Triple H.
Oh boy, yeah, that was a mess. But no, this one was actually it. Okay. So let's just talk about those that came out. Well, let's talk about the match first. I enjoyed the match because, and actually it went a lot longer. It went a lot longer without somebody coming out than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I thought somebody would have come out way sooner, but I'm actually glad they didn't do it that way. But who was the first out? Jay or Jimmy? Jimmy's the first one. Yeah, he hit the two crossroads, and then he looked around because it was so funny when he looked around because I was like, oh damn, that's right. He almost hit the third crossroads before Solo hit him last year, and so he kind of was like he's looking around, and then he was about to hit it, and then he gets super kicked in the face, and I was like, no. And so then Jay's music hit, and Jimmy ran out. And they tussled around a while, and then Jay speared Jimmy off the stage through a table. And I was like, "Oh, he's dead."
I mean, we didn't see either of them again. Well, we saw Jay eventually.
Yeah, but like that was one of those Jim Ross. Oh, he killed him.
Yeah,
he killed him.
So then we keep going, and again, it's looking like it's going to go Cody's way, and now
Solo came in, right?
Yep, Solo gets involved and wreaks some havoc, and then we have Yabba Dabba Doo!
Again, great Paul Heyman segment was when he did that. I was like, yo, that is great. But no, yeah. So I think, then John Cena
lost your mind because you're a John Cena fanboy.
I like John Cena, don't get me wrong, but we had kind of already talked about this. You had mentioned who were The Rock's biggest rivals. They were on they were on that truck for a reason. And so I was like, all right, I understood that. And the fact that Solo is also the reason that John Cena, he put John Cena out a couple months ago. And so I was like, all right, I'm with that. And
then of course it unlocked the final boss.
Yeah. The final boss was unlocked. And then he got rock bottom. I don't remember.
Yeah, Cena got rock bottom.
Yeah.
And in my head, the moment he takes that rock bottom and Cena kind of rolls out of the ring, I'm like, where's the glass crash? Where's the glass crash?
Yeah. I was also waiting for that because I was like, because we had talked about that, and I was like, yes. And then like when the lights went out, I was like,
well, you heard the gong first, right?
Yeah, I
'Cause
was
the
like,
gong hit.
What?
Yeah, and so that was for me true like if it had been Stone Cold, I still would have enjoyed it. I still would have loved it. But I was expecting it.
Yeah,
It would be The Undertaker. I
I
was
was
not
like,
expecting.
yeah, I was like, wait, how does this work?
Well, and if you think about it, during their time, both on SmackDown after it got started and established, they had a lot of, matches between the two of them.
Did they?
Yeah,
I remember,
I wouldn't
and
say it ever rose to the level of
well, the
Stone
only
Cold, but
reason, okay, and the only reason that I really wanted to be Stone Cold again, but this is, I think we've talked about this, but nobody takes a stunner like The Rock.
Mhm.
That was the only
And could
reason.
you imagine the final boss selling the hell out of it?
Yes, that's what I was hoping. Because if it had been Stone Cold, and like I didn't even like, I was thinking about, actually the funny thing, I was thinking about it today in the shower. I was like, wait,
You didn't need to share that part.
well, this just like random thoughts that come into my head when at random times.
So, ladies and gentlemen, just to be clear, James likes to think about oiled up wrestlers while he's in the shower. Go ahead.
No, it's not even that. I don't even know how it popped into my head, but I was thinking about how Stone Cold would even come out, because the Undertaker probably was under the ring. But
no, he wasn't actually.
Oh, where was he?
No, there was footage shown of him running through the arena to get to the ring in time for the blackout.
Oh, really? Anyways.
Yeah, so he came running through the fans.
Oh, okay. Well, that's even better. But no, because the only thing I was thinking with Stone Cold is that if he had come down on the
Quad?
the quad, I think that would have been dope. But I was like, there was too many people on the outside, I think, to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But even if he had drove it down, it'd have been cool. But even if, on the other hand, I was also thinking if he had been under the ring or something or nearby and popped, and did the whole thing, I would have loved that just as much. Because I like I said, nobody sells a stunner like The Rock.
Yeah. So of course,
I do like. Oh, by the way, I do like that People's Championship though. That is a nice belt.
Ooh, that's a nice. So of course the Rock takes a choke slam, gong, lights out, Undertaker's gone.
Rock was also gone.
Yeah, well, he had just crawled out of the way. He just wasn't in the shot really. And of course, then Cody finally finishes the story.
Yeah.
Wins the title. Reigns' streak comes to an end. We have a moment similar to like Bret Hart at WrestleMania 10, I think it was, where
everybody came out.
Yeah, a bunch of the faces come out and lift them up on their shoulders, and I wasn't a fan of that, frankly. I also wasn't a fan of him picking up the microphone and calling out Bruce Pritchard and Trips.
I was okay with it at the time. I was okay with it. I didn't really care.
I don't know. It was fine. I could have done without it.
It could have. I mean, it could have. I think it could have waited till the next night. But like, I think with how many people were in the, and again, and that's why Triple H said I know we would normally have the regular set, but because so many of you wanted to get in here, I think what they did was fine. With they showed us the video. I think it would have been appropriate for him to acknowledge, because I think Triple H came out first anyways, but it would have been perfect time for him to acknowledge Bruce Pritchard as well. So I think the night before it happened, it was cool. It's crazy how much his wife has not changed whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, black don't crack. So, but when did was Brandy a ring announcer, or was she they said she wrestled? I don't remember her wrestling.
I don't remember her wrestling. I
don't even remember her being a ring announcement, doing ring announcements.
Yeah, I don't either, but that doesn't mean
she didn't. I mean, she could have done live. She could have been doing live shows or something like that. But like, all I know is that she I saw when seeing her it was nice because I was like, oh yeah, she has not been there the entire time, so it was kind of and then the next night seeing the video of his daughter, I was like, okay, you making the family all involved, so I dig that. So I think overall, I was not disappointed by Cody winning. I knew I was like, if he doesn't win, wow,
we riot.
Oh yeah, I was like that you gonna have some mad people on your hands, boy.
So speaking of the night after, also known as the Ram, Raw after Mania.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that since we're talking about WrestleMania and everything. We might as well. So, opening segment of
Bro.
Raw after Mania, 45
It's
minutes.
way too long, bro.
You open with Trips coming out to thank the audience who thanked him, and
Yeah, and that's fine, but then,
and
bro,
then
okay, can The Rock please stop doing
hold
this
on, there was
Oh,
stuff
sorry.
before The Rock. Calm
Sorry.
down. Cody came out, to
Yeah.
which Trips showed him a a little package
Tribute
video,
video, yeah.
which again unnecessary. Didn't and also I didn't need the side by side shot of like Cody watching it and like
I was okay with it. I didn't mind
of course
that.
you were.
I didn't mind it.
And then the final boss unlocked and came out.
Bro, just his entrance alone. Like, stop taking so damn long to get to the ring. Like, get in the ring, do your business, and then get out.
So do you think that
Our story's not done yet? Like, what? Why?
our story's just beginning?
It does that. This has nothing to do with you anymore. Yeah, you slapped him. He slapped you. Move on.
I think there's a deeper meaning here. You broke my heart. What did The Rock give him? Right? Don't break my heart again. I'll tell you what Rock gave him. Do you know?
No.
I think he gave him one of the shells from Roman's necklace, and that Cody is now the tribal chief, and that Cody needs to be responsible to take care of the family while Rock is away. That's what he meant by "Don't break my heart."
He only has obligation to one family, his.
They say the winner of the.
But I think also, I mean, but it seems like Cody has a bigger role backstage than did anything too.
I mean, he was an EVP with AEW, right? So
Yeah.
he did have responsibilities outside of.
I think it feels like he has some here too. I think that was one of the things that brought him back. I think, Triple H probably said, hey, you and I mean, that's what his dad did towards the end of his career as well. I mean, well, actually at the end of his career, I mean, he was on NXT, like bringing those guys up, which I think was awesome. So, but yeah.
So agreed, segment ran on pretty long, 45 minutes.
I mean, like they said the first hour is commercial free. And I was like, all right, cool. But that was like the first hour. And I was like,
well, it's 45 minutes.
And then there was a match right after it. And I was like, oh.
So
okay.
We get the NXT champion coming out, Ilya Dragunov, to take on Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
Great match.
Yeah.
I don't like calling up or bringing the champion on because to me it would have made more sense to have him drop the belt and then bring him on.
No,
but I get it because it kind of diminishes the person. And we also find out that there is going to be a new draft on April 22nd, I believe.
Yeah, but Dragunov, I don't think he's probably not. He might come up, but he still has the NXT championship. He has a match at Spring Break and at the end of April against Trick Williams. So he might drop the belt there.
I'm sorry, I was wrong. The draft takes place starting on Friday, April 26th, continuing and finishing on April 29th, Monday Night Raw.
Right.
And the Fat Kid says Cody is definitely the locker room leader, from what I've been told. Plus, he has his own bus. Yes, we all know about the Nightmare Express.
Yeah,
it was heavily used throughout the build-up to WrestleMania.
They show him coming off of it.
Well, and it's not like he's the only one that has his own bus, right? Like, I mean, Randy does, AJ Styles does.
A number of people.
Cena had one when he was, touring regularly.
Yeah.
So,
so do they don't fly? They actually literally ride the bus there to the next place?
Generally, I mean, obviously, if they're having to travel across country in a short time frame for like media or something, then they'll fly. But generally, and if you look at how the company plans out their shows, usually
they keep them fairly
you stay in California, right? You start down in Southern California, and you have a main show in Anaheim, and then you've got some house shows all over, and then you're in San Jose, right? And you have a Monday Night Raw, and then you tour the Bay Area, and then you go up to Sacramento for SmackDown, and then so it makes sense for them to have a bus, and
not have to fly everywhere.
yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was just like, because some of the and then like the last couple of weeks, it's just been that East Coast corridor right there, just going down to Philly. So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Next up, we on the Raw after Mania, we had a Judgment Day promo and a 6-man tag match.
Yeah.
Of course, Mommy gets to show off the fact that she still has her belt. Damian Priest comes off to show off his belt, and then R-Truth comes out to show off his belt because he still thinks for some reason he's a part of.
I'm telling you, this has been great R-Truth,
and of course, then
a part that we can't see.
The challenge laid down.
I love the fact that he's like, "You're not talking about Little Jimmy, are you?" He's like,
"No." And I was expecting there to be the yabba like right then and there.
Early,
I didn't think the match was going to start, and then eventually.
I was a little.
But it makes sense. I'm sure Trips was like, "Hey, I just need you to hit a spot," and
and the whole thing probably was too like when they said R-Truth gets to tag with his childhood hero. It's like he was a grown ass man.
Yes, R-Truth is older than John Cena.
Yes, that's right. He is older than John Cena. And so but I love that they've continued that. Like that was like I feel like it's almost like over a decade old.
Yeah.
But they have kept that going.
To be clear, R-Truth is 52 years old.
52
versus John Cena, who's 46.
So
Yes.
So John Cena, so R-Truth should be John Cena's teenage idol.
Maybe.
Actually, not even teenage.
Maybe that could be right. Anyways, we have that match. Of course, Cena and Awesome Truth go over with a 15-knuckle shuffle, followed by a triple attitude adjustment.
Yeah. The Miz was late. Sorry, Miz.
A little late there, Miz. And that's interesting because you think about the dynamic of Miz and Cena.
Yeah.
That didn't really make a whole lot of sense, but
whatever. I was like, huh? But I was like, all right. Bury the hatchet, I guess,
Next up, we had another NXT, in essence, call-up or representation with Roxanne Perez, who had just won the title 2 nights prior, going up against Indy Hartwell, the person who, when Roxanne had to leave due to medical issues.
Which was I was okay with. But this whole thing between Indy and this has to come to an end. Something like what's her name? She doesn't go by Gargano. I can't remember. I can't remember her name.
How long do you want me to let you suffer?
Just put me out of my misery now. I know Poison Pixie. LeRae, that's it. That whole thing needs to either they need to fight it out and call it quits, because I don't know what to do, but I don't know what to do with either of them at that point.
Yeah.
They called up Indy and I was like, cool. And then I was like, what's your point? When they took away Dexter Lumis, which I still don't quite understand, I was like, what's your point?
So we had, prior to this match, though, we had a Liv Morgan surprise attack on Rhea Ripley.
The revenge tour. I'm digging it.
So obviously that's setting up for,
that's coming. She's been setting that up, and then it kind of went by the wayside because she didn't win Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
So, but she is back on now.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Dominic Mysterio walking away. He should have got that chair in the face. I'd have been okay with that. But like Rhea Ripley getting, and all of a sudden just getting worked in the hallway, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, little Liv Morgan is out here just throwing chairs at people. That's crazy.
She does what she does, man.
Yo,
then we've got
just watch me. That's her song is her entrance music is very fitting.
We have Sami Zayn come out to bloviate on winning the Intercontinental title,
Hooray!
to which he's interrupted by Imperium's Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. And,
Actually, you know what? Speaking of which, the fact that they did not come out during Gunther's match is very interesting to me.
Again, to me, another way they could have had Gunther lose because of distraction or something.
Yeah, like I think because Imperium came out at the beginning and took his coat or whatever, and then they just disappeared. Other matches they've had, they've come out and they've been the reason that he's won. So it could have been they come out and that's the reason he loses.
But it has been quite some time since the Imperium
that's very true.
have actually been involved.
That's right.
Yeah.
The last,
which I think gave more legitimacy to Gunther as
I mean I think, and that's the thing is always kind of killed me too, is like Gunther's always talking about this pride of the ring, but then why are you having your dudes come out and causing distractions? So.
Agreed. And of course, Imperium goes to attack Sami Zayn, to which Chad Gable comes out for the save. They have a tag match, and of course Zayn and Gable go over.
Then the conversation outside the ring in the back.
We'll get there. We're not there yet. We've got some backstage segments with the three GMs, if you will, NXT, Raw, and SmackDown.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. If you don't watch NXT, Ava is doing an amazing job as GM over on NXT. I really like.
Of course, you would say that.
I like what she's doing over there.
What is she doing? She's not booking matches. You know this.
I know.
All she is an on-screen talent.
That's whatever. It's the appearance of what she's doing. She's a great GM over there, even though she ain't that do nothing. Even though I think it's probably because she just wasn't really developing as a wrestler, but she's
the Rock's daughter, so
she's a family member, so therefore she's getting that.
Well, certainly now that the Rock's on the board, so
the preferential treatment.
Yeah, nepotism at its finest. Next up, we had Chelsea Green, who talked herself into a match, getting whooped on by Jade Cargill.
I did not sign up for this. This is not what I signed up for.
Jade Cargill is a SmackDown talent.
They said that it was in conjunction with
whatever.
SmackDown.
Whatever. She is a SmackDown talent. There was no reason for her to be on Raw, in my opinion. She was there so they could show her off some more, because likely she's not staying on SmackDown after the draft.
Yeah.
She is going to NXT. That is my guess.
I mean, she could go over there, but that would just almost be kind of pointless because she's gonna run through that roster.
No, they want to build up the third brand because they want. So as you,
they don't need to build up the third brand. The third brand is already built, bro. The third brand is not.
It's not built to compete on a third night with AEW, which they are going to do that. AEW has 3 shows. It has Dynamite, Collision, and Rampage.
Right.
WWE
they also have
3 shows. I think Hunter is planning to take it straight to AEW and just collapse them. He wants to go Vinnie Mac on them.
Because that means then he has to go on. So what? One of the shows is going to go on Saturday night now?
Probably.
NXT. I mean, NXT could kind of move wherever. It doesn't really matter. But like NXT has been established for a long time. Like NXT which I still irritates me when they would do Survivor Series when it was the brands. Raw would always seem to win. I don't know how, even though like SmackDown was better to me. And then the one year, then it was SmackDown, NXT. It was SmackDown versus Raw versus NXT. NXT won most of those matches, and then the other one was won by Raw, which I was like, what the? How does this even make sense? But that's besides the point.
So, of course, then we have our Fatal 4-Way for the #1 contendership of the World Heavyweight Champion. We've got Drew McIntyre, Drew McIntyre,
Jey Uso,
Ricochet, Jey Uso, and
Bronson Reed.
Bronson Reed in a Fatal 4-Way. Who, this match looks like Drew McIntyre is going to win.
To walk away with it. Who shows up? CM Punk on his leg, messing him up.
who was posting photos of him hanging out under the ring.
Oh, really? I didn't know about
Uh-huh.
that. But the fact that it was as soon as I saw it pop up and he was holding back his leg, I was like, oh boy, here we go. Although I loved the fact that when he said, even though he was hurt or whatever, and he said, I didn't need to put other people's names on my shirts to sell them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yo, shots fired for real.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, this whole thing between him and Drew is hilarious.
Oh, it's gonna be.
I
it's gonna
need
be
this
great.
to go on for a minute because these have like because McIntyre just put himself in this position. If you didn't talk about Punk, this wouldn't be an issue. But you did, and you open the can, and then you go out there and flaunt in front of him. That's why you lost.
I'm not sure what Jeff is saying here. Tyrus posting pics under the ring.
What?
Is he talking about the Funkasaurus?
That guy. Yikes. But
real name Tyrus. Of course, Jay ends up winning this match by going over on McIntyre after the involvement from which is poetic, right? Because Jay and McIntyre have had their issues in the past, and so for Jay to go over, which now, of course, interestingly sets up Jay versus Cody.
Right, which Cody is the reason that Jay is on Raw in the first.
And also, the two of them were tag champions together recently.
That is correct. They were.
So
I almost forgot about that because that was kind of like what, a 2-week thing.
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, it wasn't long.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed that ended so early. I was like, but it is what it is.
So overall, I would say not the hottest Raw after Mania, in my opinion. It was good, but I would have liked to see some.
I would like to see some more like surprise show ups.
I'd have liked to have seen some new signed talent that but there isn't, right?
There isn't.
AEW is trying to collect everyone that they can by handing them these huge, ridiculous contracts. And so, I think AEW is not long for this world with the way they're running their business.
Bro, AEW, again, as I said before, I think we've talked about this before, they're pulling WCW. You cannot have your superstars involved in their own storylines. It doesn't work. Well,
and, they're spending too much time trying to, I guess for lack of a better descriptor, chase WWE. They're, I don't know if you heard, but on Wednesday on Collision or Dynamite, whatever it is, they aired the footage of
CM
CM
Foley
Punk.
over there?
No. They aired the footage of what happened at the London All In event where CM Punk, had gotten to an altercation that ultimately got him fired. So they're trying to use that. And then
he's not even with you guys anymore. Stop it.
And then another gentleman, Will Ospreay, who recently signed with AEW, he came out and tried to take a shot at Triple H because he felt like Triple H was talking crap about him for going to work for AEW instead of WWE because it had shorter or they don't wrestle as often, right? These guys don't do house shows. They work 1 or 2 nights a week at best and get these crazy big contracts. Where Cody Rhodes is out there wrestling 5 or 6 nights a week.
And probably not all the and then probably those matches aren't even that long in most cases, probably in the house shows, but he's there.
Yeah, I mean they're probably 10 minutes or so, but still. So WWW should hide Jack Perry.
Who? What?
So Jack Perry, son of Matthew Perry, by the way, also goes by Jungle Boy. WWE should hire Jack Perry. I don't know about that.
I know I've heard of Jungle Boy because he's on AEW.
Yeah, so he is the reason CM Punk got fired ultimately.
Really?
So really briefly, since you clearly don't know the story, so CM Punk had an altercation with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega.
I remember that.
So they split him up and said, okay, CM Punk, you're going to go to Saturday nights. This will be your show. We'll keep Young Bucks and Kenny Omega over here on Wednesday nights.
Weren't they like triple team tag champs or some bull crap.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, CM Punk was kind of given a little bit of leadership in that he could run that Saturday Night Show. He wasn't booking it, but he kind of was considered the locker room leader, if you will, of that show. And what happened was Jack Perry, who was supposed to be going on leave for a while, wanted to, in the course of his match, use real glass to get injured uh, to kind of write him off TV. And CM Punk basically told him, no, we don't do that on Saturdays. If you want to do that, go back to Wednesdays. And
Real glass.
yeah, instead of using, like stage glass, fake glass,
Yeah, right. Why
like
don't you use
sugar glass, right?
Yeah, why wouldn't you use that? I mean, that's just
Because Jack Perry's hardcore and he wanted to use real glass.
well, you're a dummy because that's safer for you, but whatever. You could still get written off using the fake glass.
Yeah. So CM Punk, confronted him and he made it seem like cool, fine, whatever. And we got Tura checking in. What's good, Tura?
Sorry, I hit it at the same. I think we hit it at the same time.
Yeah. I am doing well. I don't know about James, but
yeah, I've been feeling a little weird this week, but overall, good.
Thanks for checking in, Tara. Hope you're doing well.
Yes.
So anyways, fast forward to this event in London, the largest event in AEW history, and Jungle Boy has a pre-show match, and it's set that CM Punk versus Samoa Joe is going to have the first match of the show. Okay. Well, in the pre-show match, Jungle Boy, he's hardcore. His dad's claim to fame was now 210. How hard? So Jungle Boy has this pre-show match. He goes out and they're fighting, and Jungle Boy, throughout the course of this fight, like throws his competitor, I don't even remember who it was, onto the windshield of a car and ends up winning the match. There's some blood, there's some broken glass, and Jungle Boy like gets right into the camera and says, "That's real glass right there. Why don't you go cry about it?" Which is clearly a shot at CM Punk.
Don't
again, unnecessary. Like, why
don't take shots across the bow.
Right. So CM Punk confronts him backstage, and in this footage that we've now seen, CM Punk is there like talking to him, probably yelling at him, right in front of Tony Khan, the owner of the company. He's yelling at him, and clearly something happens because there's no audio. Something happens because out of nowhere, CM Punk shoves him, grabs him, puts him into a chokehold. Samoa Joe, some others come over, break it up. CM Punk claims that he looked at Tony Khan, told me quit, that he's a clown show. Then Samoa Joe came back to the locker room and said, "Come on, man, let's just go do this match." And CM Punk basically went out, did the match, and that was it. So it to me really didn't help AEW to air this in any way, shape, or form.
You didn't need to. It just shows you just look petty. You look real petty.
Yeah, it really looks petty. It really, they're trying.
He's like if the guy was still in your company, then I could understand. But he's not in your company.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to hopefully catch any kind of coattails of WWE that they can, and it's not working.
No. I mean, but apparently they hit like 4 million viewers the other night.
WWE?
No, AEW.
For that segment where they aired that, I believe that,
or that episode
possible.
Or whatever. That's what I saw the other day on some ticker, something somewhere. It's
some ticker
like on TV or something. It wasn't on TV. I think it was on some internet thing or whatever. I happened to see.
Yes. Speaking of ticker, something that showed up on my news feeds today. The greatest acquitted murderer in all history, O.J. Simpson.
I was like, OJ's dead? It threw me a little bit, but the only reason I even wanted to bring this up is because I've always said, I've always had this idea. I was like, man, it'd be so crazy if I could just talk to these people like right before they die and just be like, yo, did you do it? And so that's the only reason I wanted to bring him up. But I mean, hey, the man did break records. Man broke a lot of records in the NFL, but they also,
Killed some people, maybe.
yeah, apparently,
Allegedly.
allegedly
And is
killed
it
some
even
people.
allegedly anymore since he was acquitted?
No, I guess he did because technically he didn't do it, but he's found liable for their deaths.
Legally,
So
he criminally did not do it.
criminally didn't do it, but
Civilly, he was.
civilly he was. Yeah, he absolutely did that. And then and then the whole thing. He got. I didn't realize he got 33 years for like trying to steal back his own stuff.
Mhm.
But apparently
He
the
didn't
way
do 33 years.
he didn't do 33 years, but he almost he should. I mean, he was. So that was the jail time he was supposed to get. But he got out in what 2007. I don't know, that crap happened in 2007. Got out in 2017 or something like that. Basically, look, this man was a piece of work, but at the same time, R.I.P. Juice.
So long, farewell.
Thanks for all the fish.
Goodbye. Breaking news about the A's. I don't know what this is because.
Oh yeah, this was actually it was just reported. This was a few days ago, so this isn't nothing new. It was just like what was on our page, some of the stuff that was on our page. Okay. Yeah, the A's are actually going to be playing in Sacramento, West Sacramento or something for the next couple years, while their stadium out here is being built. But apparently there might be some issues out here. I don't know. I didn't read all that far into it, but yeah, they will be playing for the next couple years in Sacramento.
And they will be unaffiliated, so it's not like they're going to be the Sacramento A's or
no, they'll just be the Oakland. What do they be?
They will just be the Athletics.
The Athletics. They won't have a city name.
Correct.
All right. I mean, it's not like they're doing anything great anyway. So, well, at least this season they're not the Marlins. They're actually have a better record than the Marlins right now.
That's not saying much, though.
It's not, but still, they're better than the Marlins.
Next up, a Disney Plus original documentary, Jim Henson, Idea Man, by Ron Howard.
Yeah, very interesting. This done by Ron Howard, but yeah, no, I saw this. This popped up, and I was like, oh, I got to post this because I'm a huge Muppet fan. Jim Henson, apparently one of the worst hosts that ever happened on SNL, but I mean, he brought a ton of different stuff to us as kids, and some of the creations are still living on. One of the craziest movies, The Labyrinth, which was still to this day is amazing, bro. Like Labyrinth, Dark Crystal. So, Jim Henson, and then, again, you got Sesame Street, The Muppet Show, Fraggle Rock. So all these things that Jim Henson did. And so, yeah.
Fraggle Rock, which is still around and has actual like new episodes and stuff.
Oh, I did hear about that. That's on like Apple Plus, which I was like, that doesn't make any sense that it's over there, but.
Yeah, you would think it would be on Disney Plus.
I would 100% think it would be on Disney Plus. But
yeah, I'm not sure how they were able to get those rights, or
I don't know how that got sold off, but whatever it is. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to see any of them just because I'm not getting Apple Plus.
Let's talk about some Star Wars stuff, shall we?
Yeah.
Star Wars: Tales of the Empire.
Yo,
is this like season 2? Or
this is season 1 of the Empire. They've had 2 seasons.
Right, because we had Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah, Tales of the Jedi. So this is Tales of the Empire, which like seeing it looks like they're taking some stuff from the Dark Sister that we saw in Ahsoka. It looks like it's her story, a part of her story, and then Barriss, who was the Jedi in Clone Wars that tried to frame Ahsoka, and the reason that Ahsoka was no longer in the Jedi Order.
Grievous, I
saw in there, yeah.
So
and then the Inquisitors. We see the Inquisitors. Looks like this was kind of where they get their start. You got what's his name? The blue dude.
Thrawn?
Huh?
Admiral Thrawn?
Yeah, Thrawn's in there, and so saw some Vader. So it'll be interesting to see what this whole thing kind of leads to. I'm very interested in the series, and it comes to us on May 4th,
May the 4th be with you.
and also with you.
I do not have a lisp.
May the 4th be with you.
And more Star Wars news. Star Wars Outlaws. We got a story trailer.
Yeah, that looks very. That looks. Is this a? I know it's Ubisoft, but is this on? Is this going to be PS5, Xbox One type situation? Because that's the only reason I
I
haven't
would
been able.
assume so.
That's the only reason I haven't been able to play Survivor, because I didn't realize it only came out on PS5.
Are you still only with a PS4?
Yeah, I haven't got a PS5 yet.
Bro.
It just hasn't been in the cards for me just yet. So
Bro.
Survivor, I have not been able to play.
Maybe instead of going to Dave and Buster's, you should get yourself a PS5.
I'm trying to win enough tickets to get it. I'm just kidding. That's not even truth.
That is dumb as hell.
That's not even truth. No, it's just like, well, there was the point in time when I wanted to get one and couldn't find them anywhere. Now they're a little bit more available, but it's just like I just been trying to take care of other stuff. So yeah.
So this, so you and I, before we went on the air, I had to, before I even looked it up, I could tell by watching this trailer exactly what time period this was taking place, simply by the fact that a very brief shot of Han frozen in carbonite shows up.
That's the whole thing. I didn't realize. I thought maybe that was somebody else in carbonite. I just didn't know when this took place, and that's why I was like, I thought it might be Han because of the look of it, but then I was like, maybe it's somebody else.
So ultimately, it looks like this is taking place between episodes 5 and 6,
right?
And it's open world, so I'm where you're going to be able to travel to multiple worlds, and yeah, I'm excited to see this and really get hands.
It's going to be very interesting to see because, like, it's just more of a smuggler. This is not going to have she doesn't have any Jedi powers, no lightsabers, no. This will be like kind of a shoot 'em up. Not shoot 'em up, but this will be kind of a shooter game, and so.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about it is the little critter that hangs out with you, because it just feels like that. It just feels like it's a cheap ploy to get kids to buy the toy.
I don't even know if they'll have a toy of it, but
come on, man.
But I don't remember seeing any toys for Fallen Order. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Are you joking? For the little robot?
Yeah, I didn't see.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they have that? Okay.
Oh,
I didn't. Of course, I also wasn't really looking.
I was gonna say, how often are you going to like Walmart and checking out the toy?
Yeah, I don't. Not very often at all.
Well, I got a little kid, so I do.
Yeah, I had to go in a couple weeks ago, but I literally went to the Lego section to get a gift for somebody. But yeah, so I didn't know those toys even were out there, so that's cool. But yeah, no.
Well, hold on. Speaking of gift getting, I gotta ask, what'd you get me for my birthday?
Nothing.
When is my birthday?
Actually, that's coming up very soon. Yeah.
When is my birthday?
It's coming.
Yes, you're right. It is, but that could be said at pretty much any day except for the actual day.
Yeah, it could be, but I know it's coming.
When is it?
It's coming. Don't
like in a day, in a week, in a month,
and it's in the next week.
Okay. So, what'd you get me?
Something, maybe, not yet. But anyway, but yeah, no, yeah. So I didn't even know. Yeah, so I didn't know there was toys for that, which is kind of, I mean, that makes sense. They did. But yeah, no, that's the one. I'm a little.
Did my wife just text you and give you crap? I'm guessing she did.
Maybe she did. I don't see anything from her.
Oh, okay. I just assumed because she's probably watching.
No, she didn't. That was actually something from Jimmy liked something. That's what it's Jimmy Jones. But no, yeah, I don't. Again, I just didn't know there's toys, and I mean, I kind of, this creature looks very interesting because it doesn't look like you have any control over it, but you can send it to do stuff.
Oh, I forgot actually.
Oh, look at that.
Lego BD8.
Oh, interesting. Kind of like that. I wish you could do some of the other colors things with it though. That'd be kind of dope.
Yeah, there's plenty of toys from Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh,
Here's a Lego again, BD8. I know I saw a different one where it's again BD8. Oh, here you go. There's a little critter from
oh yeah, one of the little things on
on that planet.
yeah.
So I mean, I really don't like how they're doing that with Star Wars to like create these little sidekick, whether they're bots or whether they're critters. Like
I don't really mind it.
it's not necessary.
I mean, I think for this, I think for the
Did Anakin always have C3PO with him?
No.
Did Luke always have R2 and C3PO?
He seemed to have R2 with him a lot, but you know.
So you're talking Clone Wars.
Yeah, but still, I think that he had. But anyways, so that's the point. I think. Excuse me. I think that with these little creatures or whatever, I think with this one, at least from the trailer, what it looked like, it was it kind of ran off, got her gun, brought it back to her. I was like, oh, okay.
Talking?
What?
Oh, I thought I saw your mouth move. I didn't hear anything.
No, I was saying like there's some random music going on.
What?
I didn't press anything.
Are you sure? Because I'm not.
You messing with me? Yeah, he's messing. Anyways.
So really quickly, just got to tell you what's been going on, why we didn't go live last night. So, I can't go into too much detail, but at work things have been like hectic.
Yeah.
Like things are changing rapidly, for the better. Don't get me wrong, but there's just a lot of chaos, a lot of rapid fire things that just have to happen. So I can tell you that I have not had a day off since not Sunday, but the prior.
So you working weekends now too?
Yeah, I put in about 14 hours this last weekend. And then yesterday I worked 12 hours, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. I'm pretty tired. And that's part of why we didn't do a show yesterday is because I was working.
Yeah.
Big boy problems, I guess. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I put in the post. I think I said something about
day jobs. Yeah, yeah. It's it is what it is. It's what puts food on the table right now until someday, hopefully, this can do that. But it's. And I really like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It is frustrating at times. It is exhausting at times. So there are days where I feel like I'm beating my head against a wall, but I mean, I still enjoy it. And so, when things come up and, overtime is needed, I don't mind making a crap ton of money, extra money. Cause I told my wife, after this last weekend, I was like, hey, I could go buy me a PS5 and a Switch now with the money I made this weekend. You know what I mean? Like, it's I'm not gonna, but anytime that I work overtime, it's extra money. And it's like, what do I do with that? And yeah, we have bills, so of course I can pay stuff down or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime I work overtime, I'm like, I want to treat myself to something, and that's not a good mentality to necessarily have.
No, of course, but every once in a while, you gotta be like, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah. So, needless to say, I apologize for canceling the show yesterday.
No, I understand, and that's when you kind of told me what was going on. You said work, and I was like, enough said. And you said you would hit me, you would tell me about it later, but it's all good. Like I was like,
by the time I got off and got home, I was just like, I want to go to sleep.
No, and again, I was just like, it worked out because, like I said, if we had done the show, I wouldn't have been able to go join join these people to celebrate. So it worked out.
Yeah, and I can tell you that tonight after work, I actually got to go out with some coworkers briefly for a drink. We're kind of celebrating a moment
Yeah.
in the process of the development of this project, and so it was nice to get to
Enjoy company outside of work.
Yeah, the downside was there was a lot of work talk, and it was just like,
Oh, that does happen.
Can't we just hang out for a minute? But
what? This isn't our first stream, but thank you for joining us for the first time.
Yes, thank you, Vaudevillain.
I like it. Actually, I like that name.
Yes, agreed. Yes, and it's not even our first stream over there
on Kick. Yeah, we've been on Kick. We've done a number of weeks on Kick. We started on Kick. We started on Kick like a year ago, almost a year ago.
It's been that
long. No, it's been like at least 6 months.
I mean, it is our first stream on Kick in a while because I've been pushing out to some of the other pages.
Okay.
Rather than pushing over to Kick, just because we've.
It says our first stream. Oh, I don't know. Maybe our first stream in a while.
That is interesting because
highly possible.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it has been, like I said, it has been a while since.
I didn't even realize it had been.
Yeah, it's probably been, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks since we've done one over there, maybe even longer. Just because I've been pushing to other sources. Fair enough, Vaudevillain. I will accept that. We can say it's our first stream.
Today
you're watching us.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't always push to Kick just because when there's a fat guy on the screen, it's probably not getting as many views as the Hot Tub channel or whatever it is. So.
But at the same time, we appreciate you coming to check us out. Tell your friends. Join us next week too. We're normally on Wednesdays, so
normally Wednesday nights. This was kind of a yes. I'm the fat one. He is the black one, just in case.
Nah, my boy, healthy.
I'll take it. I think I'm healthy.
Yes.
I think my cholesterol level says otherwise, but
whoever Vaudevillain is, yes.
I'm pretty sure my blood pressure medication says otherwise, but I'll take it.
Nah, my boy, healthy. Ooh, I'm gonna need to Vaudevillain. I'm gonna need you to make sure you come back, join us on Wednesdays.
Please, absolutely. Yes, Jeff. There. I think that's what it's called. Hold on, I'm pulling up the site right now.
I think Amarith is one of the big ones over. She's one of the big ones over there.
Who?
Her name is Amarith. Her real name is Caitlin, but
how would you know this?
Oh, well, she's on. I followed her on Twitter, and she's on. She went over to Kick as well because she was on Twitch, and apparently she had some issues with Twitch. I don't even know if she's still over there, but I know she's on Kick now too.
Yes. So really briefly, I'll go ahead.
Send me a link.
Of course he did. He wants that Hot Tub channel. So here you can see the top live categories: just chatting, slots and casinos, Grand Theft Auto, Free Fire, Call of Duty Warzone, but then down here, number 8. Pools, hot tubs, and bikinis. I don't even know what we show up as. Let's see. Let's look us up. Fat, black, and see. Not even showing up. So let's see. Fat and black. Nothing.
Connection.
Interesting. So fat. Let's just see what shows up if I just search fat. Maybe it's because I haven't been here in so long. I don't even.
Did you put put
channels, categories? Like, how do I go to what's live now? I don't even. Oh, we're called 97 to now. That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't let me sign up as fat and black because it thought it was like a derogatory term or something. Oh, hey, look, there we are.
Awesome.
So I had to pause it. I meant to actually hit that. So, we're gonna get the.
In the tube.
Yeah, we're going down the echo chamber.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
this is one of the things I love about Restream is that it gives us the capability to, push out to multiple sources and just call it calm bread and chocolate.
Wow.
I'm not against that. I'm not against the name change. What do you think?
Jockle? I don't know how I feel about that.
Calm bread and chocolate?
James B. Cyber following her. No, I just follow the one page.
The infinite screen. Indeed.
What did he say? He said, you're called 97 and now here. So
Yep.
that was truth. And then
Yep.
he said, under just chatting.
Yes. We do a lot of just chatting.
We do. And then just call it corporate. That is pretty good. Infinite screen.
I just put all that stuff up. Are you not paying attention?
I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So no, you're not.
Wow.
So anyways, James, and since you're here, we should let you know 97 Now Productions is the production house that produces Fat and Black Connection. Also produces Murphy's Inc., an amazing audio drama that if you have the opportunity, you should listen to it. It's about a team of time travelers who steal things from the past.
Yes.
They get paid. It's like a company, and they get paid to go do that.
Money.
And then, of course, 97 Now Productions is responsible for organizing Kaboom Con, the first ever con in the capital city of Nevada, Carson City.
That doesn't come across well at all.
Clearly. And then, of course, clearly James wants to talk about Oak Bridge, a new audio drama coming soon this summer.
Yeah, no, we actually episode 1 is coming along very well. Episode 1 is close to being done, and so we are on track for our release date.
So Vaudevillain, please check out some of our stuff. Murphy's Inc.
That's all on
audio drama.
That's all on. You can get it on Spotify, iHeart, wherever you like to get podcasts from. It's even on YouTube. But it's weirdly ordered on YouTube. I don't like it there. But yeah, if you get it on Spotify, it's all in order.
And of course, one of the previously referenced commenters, Terry Young, was actually one of the, I would say, co-creators of Murphy's Inc. and one of the lead writers on seasons 1 and 2.
Yep.
Also a producer over there. So
yep.
Great team over at 97 Now Productions. We love working with them. Great leadership, really. I mean, they love the logo.
Yeah. I'll check it out for sure. So, tell your friends.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
Don't hide them. Just make them listen to it.
So, James, you got anything else fun and or exciting to talk about tonight? It's unfortunately we kind of talked about, recapped WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania.
That's what we like, stuff we like. So, but no, it was no, not really. It's more like I just checked the message, and so I have an appointment that I did have for like 2 weeks from now. I have to move to June for some odd reason. They say they're having construction done. So I'm like, what's construction have to do with me getting? When
you say appointment, do you mean like a doctor's appointment?
Or? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they're checking your booty hole.
Well, not yet. I don't have to do that just yet. I probably should get that checked out. But I know that's this. So this was a dermatologist. This was a dermatologist appointment that I had.
He's gonna check out your booty hole.
He's not checking. They ain't checking my booty hole. But I have an appointment. I have a doctor's appointment on the 25th, and so I'm getting I'm going in just trying to get a full checkup because it's been a long time since I've been to a doctor, bro.
I mean, you're at that age now where they start checking your booty hole. So,
and if that's what they got to do, they got to do it. I'm okay with that. Got to make sure you healthy from your throat to your booty hole.
So, the two ends that connect.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Vaudevillain says, since you're mentioning wrestling, do you feel like the WWE are preparing to move back to an attitude type era when
It-
they move?
yes.
Preparing? I don't think they're
No, it's
preparing. I
not even
think
prepared. It's already going that way.
it is beyond attitude era with the way The Rock's been acting.
Yo, The Rock, they have not. Some of the stuff has been
Dropping
slipping through.
F-bombs?
Yeah, bro. I don't even know how they've been like catching that lately.
Yeah, I think I don't want to say they're going back to the Attitude Era, but I also don't want to call it the Paul Levesque era. I really don't like that. I think they are moving to or they're already in a new era. The post Vinnie Mac era. If
Yeah,
you will.
it is very attitude-esque, I will say.
Yeah,
But I think they're not gonna try and they're not gonna try and recreate that. I think
yeah. I don't think we're going to see the same level of like violence with chair shots to the head and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to go backwards there, but I think they are going to get a lot more lax on, either vulgarity or, it's not going to be PG. It's not going to be kid friendly. It's going to.
Yeah, I think, and plus, a lot of people like kids have grown up in it, so it's like, yeah, if they can move a little bit, and I think, they'll, and it being on Netflix, they won't have to, censor as much.
Yeah. And Jeff says this ain't Vince's company era.
Yeah. Well,
And Jeff also asks, why your dermatologist checking your booty hole?
stupid. I told you they ain't checking my booty hole.
So I got to ask, is your doctor male or female?
Actually, this is the first time I've even going to them, so I don't know. Like, it's the in the directory, it's a female, but I don't know if there's more doctors at this location. So, I mean, at this rate, I'm just like, I just wanted to find somebody that I could get an appointment that was fairly soon when I made it like over a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the place there was one guy that was even closer, but he stopped doing he was only doing pediatric then. He wasn't doing family or whatever. I don't remember how they said it, but he wasn't taking adult patients anymore.
And of course, because for some reason this matters, Jeff needs to know, is the doctor black or white?
I don't know.
And the reason I ask about, is your doctor male or female, is I just need to know, would you prefer a male or female playing around with your booty hole?
Like, I just want to make sure I'm healthy. I had a male doctor when I was younger. And then when the Palo Alto Medical Center opened up, I don't know if he even retired or whatnot, but when the Palo Alto Medical Center opened up in Fremont, which was a lot closer because we used to have to go all the way to Palo Alto for checkups and stuff like that.
Because it's the Palo Alto Medical Center.
Right. So when the Fremont spot opened up, we were able to go there. Why is everybody talking about booty holes? When that opened up, I had a female over there as my pediatrician forever.
And were they playing around with your booty hole?
No, because they didn't have to, because I was a kid, and so I didn't have to worry about prostate or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So are you going to answer the question, or
what?
Would you prefer a male or female playing around your booty hole?
Oh, I mean, I honestly, I much prefer a female doing it. Smaller hands, but
ultimately, would you like people playing around with your booty hole? That's
I don't.
Good to know. So the Vaudevillain says, if it's a proctologist, I hope their fingers are small and warm.
See, thank you. But again, like I said, this is like the first time I've been to a doctor in years. Like the last time I went to a doctor's appointment, I had a full checkup, like right before I got kicked off of my parents' insurance. And that was like
at like 22
or something like that. So yeah, so it's been quite some time.
Yeah, 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna start digging around your booty hole then.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I'm not super fond of it, but hey, I know it's part of.
You've done enough digging around there on your own, so
I've done enough wiping, so I don't actually be sticking my fingers in my booty hole. So
except for when you got to like get the nugs out. Like,
nah, bro, that's not even. I just kind of let that stuff fall out, bro.
What about the ones that just hang there?
Nah, they coming out. They getting wiped.
I'm telling you, man, bidet's the way to go.
You know what? I mean, I don't. If I had a bidet, that'd be awesome. But at the same time, I'd be using in the shower. You know, I got
Take that shower head down.
got the sprayer. Just. Psst.
See, even Vaudeville agrees. You've got to get a bidet, man.
Yeah.
That booty hole gonna be open for business.
No, it's not open for business. Just for checkups, bro. Just for checkups.
Doctors are gonna be lining up your door.
Hey, we heard your booty hole's open for business. No, go away.
Heard you need a booty hole checkup.
No, I already got that, bro.
You can never have too many.
Oh, I thought I was going to check that booty hole today.
Don't you want a second opinion?
No. Your hands are small enough. You can check.
He does wear gloves at work.
Well, yeah, but that's my pants are full. Like, my pants are always up at work.
Bidets will have you feeling as fresh as Steve Harvey's lineup.
Ooh, nice and
That
smooth.
is.
That
I
is.
mean,
Sheesh.
that
is
guy
smooth.
gets lined up every day. You know that, right?
Really?
Every day because he shoots every day.
Yeah.
So he gets lined up every day.
You don't have. I mean, you're just getting the mustache lined up.
Every day, just a little.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, hey.
But
Yep.
I mean, you know, if things are to be believed, he's a part of the Black Illuminati with P Diddy.
Oh yeah, that's Diddy. Yikes.
And according to Cat Williams, it's a wig.
No, that's when back in the day when he had the flat top, like on the Steve Harvey Harvey show, like that was apparently a man unit, as he said. So, I mean, if it's true, whatever. I don't really give a damn.
Y'all are genuinely too funny.
I'm surprised you up still, Tara.
I know, right?
It's
you
midnight.
in Kentucky.
It's almost 1 a.m.
Speed up, Vaudeville. Where you at? Where are you coming to us from?
Vaudeville.
We know Tara's in Kentucky.
We know Jeff is out here in Vegas.
James, you're down in Vegas.
I'm in Vegas. Yep.
I'm in northern Nevada, but we're both formerly from California.
Yep. Area.
Like that. Tell the people that 40 Watt is back.
Alabama. Oh,
nice.
All right. South connection.
Deep South.
Dirty. Oh, finally got a day off. All right. Well, congratulations, Tara. Getting that day off.
And spending it with us.
Yeah. Jeff says 501, 510, son.
Yes. Jeff as well is from the Bay Area. So all three of us actually went to high school together.
Yep.
And James, you're old, so you know, graduated
I was a year before you. Yes, I did graduate first, a year before you.
Yeah, but I mean, you got held back like 2 or 3 years.
Nobody got held back in this. I would have been actually 01, in all actuality, if my preschool had its way. But my mom was like, no.
Because you weren't so bright.
No, my preschool they were basically trying to get more money because it was a Montessori. They were trying to get more money out of it. So they were like, oh, it'd be good if he stayed like 1 more year or whatever. And my mom was like, no, he's good.
Jeff, you're behind me.
Is he 02?
I think so. Jeff, what year did you graduate? You're 02, right? Because yeah, you would have been there when James was there.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, James also.
I came back and did some stuff after I graduated with you.
He was learning to wipe that booty hole. 03. Okay. So still, you would have been a freshman when James was a senior.
Yeah. Yeah, you would have been there when I was on my way out, but yeah, you would have been there.
Yeah. You would have been there wiping that booty hole.
Wiping that booty hole.
Uh,
yeah, because I know I came back and did some stuff with Mark. Did his
Video Newark?
Well, no, this your senior project, didn't it?
Oh yeah, when we did the
improv thing,
the improv murder mystery.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So, anyways,
Anyway,
You got anything else fun and or exciting to talk about that doesn't involve your
involve my
booty
booty
hole?
hole? No. No, it's like I said, I've just been like that's it's overall been a good week. I think
You said you were feeling a little weird. What does that
yeah,
mean?
no, I wasn't like the other day. So apparently, okay, so at work before I used to be able to carry my water bottle around with me, like where to each station I was going to.
Hmm.
I just keep it out of the way, and it wasn't a big deal. But then over the past couple of weeks, it's become a deal, and I was like, "Yo, what's going on?" And then apparently, so here's what happened. So apparently, somebody had a open like a like a coffee cup, from Starbucks because we have a couple coffee spots right in the terminal, and they had it up, and one of the managers came by and said, "Hey, like you need to make sure to put it away or whatever."
Hmm.
And then apparently, and this is what I'm sick of, it's one person does something wrong, ruins it for everybody. And this happens in business and stuff all the like I wish it didn't because it's kind of dumb. But this person decided to argue with the manager about it.
Hmm.
And so now we all get punished not being able to have our water bottles with us, even though like I've been carrying this water bottle around to the different spots since I pretty much started. Actually, it's been a couple of different water bottles, but now, I have two. I have one that I fill and leave. I have two that I fill. One I leave in the fridge downstairs, and then when I'm done with the one, I just go down, on a break or whatever, and I swap them out. But now it's like we can't even carry these around, and like I don't know, maybe I was just starting to feel sick or something, but like my throat like was closing up like weirdly because like if like if you've been uh if you've ever been out for a weekend hanging out with fellas or just on camping or whatever, and you're just drinking a lot, and then like you haven't really had a whole lot of water and your throat starts to dry up, and you're basically because you're dehydrated, and you stupid.
Hanging out with guys, camping, getting your booty hole
No,
inside.
there's nothing with booty holes. It's just stupid. Anyway, no, but like it's basically like when I've like when I've been dehydrated because I've been drinking or whatever, and I haven't had any water or whatever. That's it. Kind of was that feeling, and so like I was feeling really under the weather on Tuesday. Um, it started feeling better later in the day, Wednesday, and I was just kind of been drinking water and everything else. So yeah, and I haven't had the same issue, and it was really weird that it was the day that they were like, "Oh, you can't carry these water bottles with you anymore." I was like, "Bro, what? Like, how is that even like?" Because they're basically saying, "Oh, you need to get so you call and somebody can tap you out and you can go get some water or whatever." And I was like, "Bro, it's hard enough to get a tap out when we need to go to the bathroom or we need to get we have we need
You guys doing the tapping it system, huh?
we need a female assist or something. We need a male assist. We need something like that. It's hard enough for us to get one of those, let alone to get some water, we're gonna have to start calling people." No. So I was just like, whatever.
So do you guys get breaks, right? Every 2 hours or so?
Uh, I mean, depending on how it falls, yeah.
So I mean, you've worked in other jobs where you get two tens and a 30, and that's when you get to drink. When you were working working in restaurants and stuff, it's not like you got to walk around with a water bottle.
No, I mean, but at those it was easier because like we also had it ready, like we had the little cups or whatever, so we could just take a as we're walking by, it was very easy to take a quick sip of water or soda or whatever we were drinking, and it was able to.
And you also worked in retail.
Retail was a little bit, well, I worked in retail. I had water bottles and stuff like that, but those were I had behind the counter. And so when I wasn't dealing with the customer or whatever, I would take sips of that and just put it away. But yeah, this was just one of those things where it hasn't been an issue before. Like we were always able to carry it and whatnot. And it's because and see, because this is another one of those situations where everybody's getting punished for one person. We used to be able to wear headphones when we were doing X-rays. So like when we're in the back, we're doing X-rays and stuff. It was just just a nice thing that we were able to do.
Like sit
And
and listen to music as you're supposed to be inspecting luggage.
no, we're expecting the luggage. It's just so we were able to listen to we were able to listen to music, or you could listen. I sometimes would listen to Murphy's. I'd listen to like the drafts of Murphy's, or listen to episodes of Murphy, whatever, or Oak Bridge, whatever I was, or not Oak Bridge, but some other stuff that was out there. And so I'd be listening to those while I'm checking the bags. And so it was just a nice thing that we were able to do. And then somebody effed up. And so we all got punished for it, and then, so I was like, man, this is really kind of crazy that one person screwing this stuff up is messing up everybody. Like I can understand, like if it, like it was an everybody thing, then yeah, of course, then for everybody. But then again, I understand. I kind of understand, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, like it's like if it's I can understand an open bottle. I can understand if you have an open bottle, I can see that being an issue. Like you don't want that falling because these machines, some of these machines, especially over in Terminal 3, they already have issues. So we don't need, a coffee falling in them and messing things up. But, it like for me, like my water bottles, I have lids on them that they close. And so, and I have zero problem putting it down, putting it out of the way. But just like there's times when, especially when we're talking, because, at what we call our DO, divestiture officer, and that's the ones like telling you take out your laptops, take off your shoes, belts, all that kind of stuff, put them in the trays. We're constantly saying that stuff. So having a bottle of water there, so you take a little sip after your throat might get a little dry or whatever while you're doing that, is nice. And so they kind of but they've now taken that option away from us. So.
Hey, I mean, you just need to confirm that that's happening consistently every shift and every.
That's 100% true, because I know like there's sometimes we were told something and then the other shifts aren't told the same thing, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, how is that even right, yo?
So yeah, you could be that guy that ruins it for everyone else.
I could be, but most likely, I'm not really worried about other shifts. If I'd hope that the same thing is being said. I haven't heard anybody else say they haven't had that issue, but I mean, I haven't really checked. I was more worried about my shift, because that's the one I'm on.
Union rep, man.
That's the one I'm on, man. I know. I probably should. I can talk to James. Should see him tomorrow. But anyways, yeah.
All right, man. Well, if you don't got anything else, I certainly don't, and I'm tired.
Yeah.
So
peace out, people. Tara, good to see you. Vaudevillain.
If you're still out there, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, come back and see us.
Next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Pacific.
Yep.
Peace out.
Peace up. 8 hand down.